Good morning, friends. I don't know about y'all, but I'm on my second cup of coffee this morning. Got my little fur baby who won't leave my side this morning working with me, and I wanted to jump on. So I had several of you tell me that you would like to learn how to cut out door hangers. So last night I was trying to decide which one I was going to demo how to cut, and I wanted to do something new. So let me show you what I designed just for the project. You see that? Sorry, my trimmer's really bad this morning. So it's a kite with flowers at the bottom, and then you use ribbon for your kite string, which I thought was super cute. So this week I'm going to show you how to use the template, which I sell these on my website. It's a new product, and I'll be adding more as we go along. So instead of just being able to buy the blanks, you can actually buy the templates and cut your own wood. So I'm going to show you today how to use it. And I also, with my templates, I provide, I don't know if you can see, like kind of a design outline, so that if you don't really know how you want to paint it, you can kind of trace some of the detail on. So anyway, we're going to get started doing that this morning. And so what I did was I downloaded it. It's a PDF, which you would just check out whichever template you wanted on the website and pay, I think it's $5 per template. Then you can download it and print as many as you want. So I downloaded it and I printed, and it's several sheets. I think it's like, this one's like 7. So anyway, this will, my templates are normally either 18 inches wide, if it's more of a square, like even a circle shape, like I'm trying to think, a sunflower. Like 18 inches to me is a good size. You can always make them bigger if you want. And then I usually do 22 inches tall if it's a tall sign. So I am going to get started on this and show you how to use the template. So let me put little man in my lap. And you can either use, well, hello from Massachusetts. How are you this morning? So this is what the papers look like. There's just a whole bunch of them, and you just put them together almost like a puzzle. But they do have a slight margin, if you can see. So they don't meet up exactly. So you can either use scissors, or they sell these at Harbor Freight. I couldn't find my Harbor Freight one, but they sell these at Harbor Freight for like 49 cents. But they're just blades that have the retractable. So what I do is I take my ruler and I just cut right along that margin to get that off. So now you can see there's no margin there. So it would butt up nicely against the other. So I'm going to do the same thing down here. If y'all have questions, other questions, feel free to ask. This blade is really dull, so I'm having to go over it a couple times. But, and like I said, you can just use scissors if you want. So I finished that page. So now I cut those margins off. Oh, I forgot my tape. I'll have to grab it. And what's great about these templates is I've seen people store them like hanging on hangers. So like they use the wire hangers, and they just use a clothespin and they clip them on so that they stay put together. And then you can use them again and to cut. You can also just fold them up and put them in your drawer. I have this, I don't know what you call it, cart, I guess, of all of my door hanger supplies and paints and things like that for when I'm over here and not at the studio. So I have a drawer that I just fold these up and put them in. Okay, so that was page 2. So I'm just going to keep doing this. Who all's on this morning, and what are y'all doing? And did y'all have 2 cups of coffee like me this morning, or am I alone? My kids just got off of spring break they went back to school Tuesday. And we took them on Monday to an Amish farm, which was fantastic. It's really neat to see how they live. But what was interesting is we go up there a couple times a year. And what was really interesting this time was that they had solar panels on most of the houses. So it's funny because I read a lot of Amish Christian fiction type books, and it always talks about, you know, the different, some of the districts are conservative. You're on your first coffee? Well, catch up to me, girl. We're gonna rule today. They were always talk about like some are conservative and some are more liberal, and they let them have like indoor bathrooms and things like that. So anyway, it was pretty interesting because all of us that were going up there that have been several times were like, these solar panels were not here the last time. So it was really interesting to see, like, they pretty much can power their houses without electricity on solar panels and batteries, which I thought was really awesome. And so they're, as they evolve, they're getting more like us. Like, you know, they're living more like we do, which I think makes it a lot easier, because I think even their, like, washing machines are powered by batteries or propane. I think they can use propane. Anyway, I just thought it was really interesting. But we went up there and they have wildlife, and you can ride through and feed them. And it was so stinking funny. So my kids have really good sense of humor. Like, I have to say, we are a very sarcastic family, and they have really good sense of humor. And my son, he would feed the animals, and they had these, you know, super long tongues and just saliva. You know, it grossed me out. I like to be clean, and so he was sitting next to me, and he would feed one of the animals, and he'd have like this stuff all over his hands, and he'd be like, "Mom, don't you want a hug?" Nope, no thank you, no thank you. It was funny though. We had a blast. So we played outside a lot. The weather's finally nice up here, which I understand now why our spring breaks in the north are so much later than our spring breaks were in the south, because honestly it wouldn't have been any fun if we were stuck inside the whole week. So, okay, so I'm done cutting my pieces. Well, I'm going to jump up and grab tape. Let me get my little buddy. Okay, and if you want to try this, at home, you can get a free template on my website. I think if you comment really anything on this post, it should send you a link to go to the website and get that free template. And like I said, you can use scissors. I chose to use a ruler and a blade. So now I have all of my pieces. Now guys, this is where it gets fun. It's like a puzzle you're going to put together. And so I just start matching these pieces up. Let's see. All right. So then I'm just going to tape along here. It's like a puzzle for grown-ups. You can even let your kids do this. They would like it. At least mine would. All right. So I've got the bottom part. Let me show you. It's going to be big. It's like a big poster. Okay. Good morning, Marianne from Missouri. We are putting together a door hanger template this morning. Right. And you can comment on this post and get a link to go to the website to download a free one that you can practice on. Okay, so let's find the next. All right, so got my flowers. Now this particular template, hello Peggy from Oregon. This particular template, I added to each of the kite pieces, I added pattern just so that you could see what a pattern would look like. When I do mine, and I'm going, so next week I'll cut it, and the following week I'll paint it live with y'all. So I was trying to get this template up and show y'all next week how to cut it so that if you wanted to paint along with me the following week, you can. So when I do mine, I'm gonna do tone on tone polka dots. And basically that is just, you take the regular color. So like, let's say lime green. Hey, Sheila from Kentucky. Let's say you take the lime green and I paint 1/4 of my kite lime green. Well, then what I would do is I would add some white to my lime green paint and I would go over it with polka dots so that it's just a little bit of contrast so that you have these fun colors, you have a little bit of pattern, and then we'll have the flowers down below. But by having that not too busy pattern on the top, we can also letter on it. So, and that's something that I will probably, if we're gonna letter, I'll show you my favorite way to letter the following week. So this is kind of a 4-week process, and I would love it if y'all would cut and paint along with me. It's gonna be awesome. And the great thing is, because I record everything and repost it, if you can't paint with me at the same time that I paint, it's totally okay. It will be recorded and you can paint it at your leisure. So this did not match up exactly because I think I cut off a little bit too much. So if you're just joining, we are learning to use a door hanger template. And what I'm doing right now is I have cut the pieces apart. Pattern, please. Okay, so Marianne, this pattern is for sale in my shop. Uh-oh, I messed up. That's why it didn't fit right. This pattern is for sale in my shop, but I have one you can practice with for free on my website. And you should be getting a link. If for some reason you don't, I'll send it to you after I'm done going live. But you should be getting a link in your email or in your messenger that tells you where to go get it. Okay, now it matches up. Now it makes more sense. You're very welcome, Marianne. So this week I'm showing you how to use the template. It will be up in my shop. It's not there yet. I just designed it last night. I was actually gonna cut last night, and I wanted to do something new, and so I went looking around at summer door hangers, something that I didn't already have in my shop, and I saw the kites, and there were only a few on Pinterest, and I was like, that's what I want to do. I want to do a kite. So I sat down and designed one and made a template so that I could cut it out next week and show y'all. So again, I have it all together now. Let me put a little bit more tape over here. Okay, so I have it together. This is called a block poster. When you get it, they're $5 on my website. I'm adding new ones every week. Thank you, Shelly. I know, I'm so excited. And what's so awesome about the kite is instead of a bow at the top or wherever you normally put a bow, you use ribbon as your streamers. So anyway, I think it's going to be adorable. So I'm loving this. So when you get the block poster, they're $5 on my website. You can get a free one just by going to my website and entering your email address. It's the vintage truck, which you can do so much in the truck. So that's a lot of fun. But you'll print them out, and it'll be several pages. And then this is what this one looks like. Sorry, I'm very shaky this morning. And you don't have to paint them like this. I just wanted to show you what it looks like with pattern in each of the kite pieces and kind of give you an idea. But if you do, let's see. If you do want to paint it exactly like it prints out, you can use graphite paper, which is just carbon paper, I think it's called. You can order it on Amazon. It's like $7 for a whole pack. And then you would just, after you got done tracing out your pattern, you would lay this underneath and you would trace with a pencil on top. So it would transfer that design right to your wood. All right, so that's how that works. And let me show you what this looks like put together so that you can see how large it is. 2 weeks of spring. Debbie, did you actually go to my website and enter your email address? Because it doesn't just send it automatically to you. You have to actually go to the website. But if you want to comment with your email address, I can get that sent to you. Okay, so this is what it looks like. It's quite large. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut around it so that I can trace it onto my board. So that when I'm done, I just have a kite pattern. And if you're just joining me, I saw where to store them, you can either fold them up so that you can use them again, or you can take just a wire hanger and clothespins, and you can hang them like in a closet. I'll try again. Thanks, Sister Sheila. You're welcome, Sheila. And Debbie, yeah, just let me know if you don't, because it may be going to your spam. And if so, I can send it to you manually. So that's not a problem. Sorry about that. So Sheila, are you going to try to cut with me next week? I will post a link to my Amazon shop, which has like my favorite jigsaw, my favorite sander, and that kind of thing, so that if anybody wants to cut with me next week, they can order their supplies and be ready. So I'm so excited. That's going to be so much fun. And the weather is finally getting nice enough that I know one day next week it won't be raining. At least I'm hoping that. Let me send up a quick prayer. All right, so I'm just cutting this out. Oh. Anybody have anything fun they're doing today? I'm designing some logos for some sweet business ladies and getting some templates up onto my shop and planning out the next few weeks. So this week we are working on, oh, awesome, Sheila. Well, if something comes up, like I said, it'll be recorded and you can just watch it later and pause and, you know, come back to it, because I don't know, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think y'all are going to feel very empowered when you cut your first door hanger. All right, so I'm just cutting around here. So if you just joined, though, we've got a 4-week broken femur. Oh, ouch, man, that's a really hard bone to break and to heal from. That's craziness. Well, I hope you feel better. So this is going to be a 4-week project. Week 1 is learning to use the templates, how to use the block poster templates. Week 2 will be cutting. Week 3 will be painting. And week 4, I will show you my favorite technique for great lettering every time. Yep, that's what I'm going to call it. Great lettering every time. And I will tell you beforehand what supplies you need if you want to do it along with me. I'm going to cut some of this excess off so it's easier to cut this. Okay, cut all that off. Glad y'all are joining me this morning. Facebook always tells me that I need to go live at night, but I'm a like 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. person. I don't know about y'all, but by 9 o'clock at night, which is when it says that most of y'all are on, I'm in bed. I'm just gonna be honest, I'm in bed. So I always think, well, that sounds good, and I'd love to go live at 9 o'clock at night, but it's just, y'all would get me like this. Hi, I'm Kara from Kinsley's Creative Palette. Today I'm going to show you, I mean, that would totally be me at 9 o'clock at night. This won't take you nearly as long as it's taken me because I have a trimmer and I shake really badly. so it won't take you as long. Did you draw that on the big paper? Kathy, are you just joining me, love? So we are doing a 4-week kite painting door hanger, and I have the template for sale in my shop. It's going up today. It'll be $5. This is what the kite will look like. It will have the kite with flowers at the bottom, and then we're going to add ribbon for streamers. Oh, let me finish with, let's see. Okay, Kathy, let me finish. So you would then download the template, and it would be several sheets of paper, and you cut them out. You put them all together, like you tape them all together, and then you cut out this big pattern. So no, I didn't draw it. You would actually get access to this if you purchase the template. So what we're doing is this week, Debbie, remind me if I don't talk about that, if the comment goes away, to come back and ask again. So Kathy, after that, you would just tape them all together and cut around it, and then you actually lay this on your board and you trace. So what we're going to do next week, this week, okay, Debbie, it is probably going to your spam, so I will check that out. This week, I'm showing you how to use the template. Next week, I'll show you actually how to use a jigsaw and a sander to cut your door hanger. The following week, we're going to be painting this adorable door hanger. And then the next week, I'm going to show you how to hand letter. And you can even do it if you're shaky. So it's my favorite way to hand letter. So anyway, and I'll show you how to do that. So Debbie, I tend to use a lot of carbon paper, graphite paper. Okay, Debbie, I'll check whenever I get on. Can you PM me your email address so I can make sure it actually hit my list, and then I can check from there. So the other Debbie, Debbie Compton, I like to, and I'll just tell y'all ahead of time, I like to print my lettering on paper, and then I like to take, I'm trying to get it. I like to take graphite paper. I like to take graphite paper and transfer it, and then I can take my time using either a marker, let me find one, either a paint marker, which these are my favorite. I will put them in my Amazon store so that you can see. These are the best paint markers out there. I don't know, all the other ones tend to skip, or you have to keep priming them. So anyway, then I usually take one of these or a really small paintbrush. I like to use, here, let me show you. I like to use really stiff paintbrushes when I'm doing lettering because they don't have a lot of give. So something small, and then just take your time. And sometimes if I'm shaking really badly and it's miserable to try to paint right then, I just put it down and come back to it later. So this is the block poster. Let me finish cutting out my flowers. Do y'all see this dog in my lap? Do y'all see? He is just like, he's with me pretty much all day long, every day while I'm working. He just sits in my lap, and I know it has to get uncomfortable because I move around a lot, but he doesn't even care. But Debbie, we'll get you all straightened out so you make sure you get your template. Just, like I said, PM me your address, and I'll do it as soon as I get offline. Let's see. So I added leaves. I put the flowers on last night, and then I added some leaves in different places. But you could always, like if you print out your block poster, say you've got this big sheet and you want to edit it, just draw on it and then cut out that way. So like if you didn't like where I put the leaves, you could change and draw leaves in different places, cut it out, and then that would be your template and it would be unique. So you can take one of the templates that I've made and you can make them your own. They don't have to look exactly the same. found a place where I need a little bit more tape. My little dog does the same. Connie, isn't it sweet? Like, you just feel, or Cosmic, isn't it sweet? You just feel so loved. I have 3 dogs, but this is the only one that can sit with me all day. The other ones, they lay on the couch. All right, so our poster is ready to transfer to our board. Whoop, whoop. So next week, I will be going live again with this door hanger template. I will put it up in my shop today so that if you want to cut along with me next week and use this template, it will be there. You can purchase it there. Oh, I did forget a little bit, didn't I? And I can't wait. It's going to be so fun. So this week is get your template ready. Next week is cut. The following week is paint. The following week is hand lettering. So I can't wait. I hope that y'all enjoyed this and learned a little bit of, I don't know, something today. And I hope that you will join me next week to learn to cut your own door hanger. And if you already know how, then you can go ahead and cut it whenever you want. But thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all jumping on this morning and joining Roscoe and I as we craft away. And yes, this is a doggy diaper because my little boy is bad. He's bad. He's a bad boy. And he pretty much does whatever he wants, even though he knows he's not supposed to. What time do you go live? So, Cosmic, that day I'm probably going to have to go live at night because, or in the afternoon, because I'll need my kiddos or someone to help me record. Normally I would go live during the day because I'm a day girl. I'm a 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. girl. But I will probably have to do that later on. Nancy, thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate it. I hope that you'll take the 4-week journey with me to make an adorable kite door hanger. And I'm so excited about this one. Just can't wait. Thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate y'all so much. And I will see you next week. Bye, guys.